Hi there everyone, Jack here again at the Vinyl Voyage. So today is a really important day for me. It is St Andrew's Day, St Andrew being the patron saint of Scotland. Now St Andrew's Day is very similar to St Patrick's Day, which you're probably more familiar with, but without the joy, the festivities or the celebration really. It is just a day to celebrate being Scottish in a very quiet and humble way. So that's what I thought I would do today. I dug out a load of Scottish records, not my favourite ones, just maybe albums that I hadn't listened to for a while and I fancied listening to today, and I managed to get through a good few. Now, I got a new stylus as well over the last couple of days, and it just made everything sound absolutely fantastic. I usually change my stylus about once a year, but I must have really needed it because I changed it, I think, 2 or 3 days ago. And the first album I listened to, I can't remember even what it was, but it just sounded absolutely glorious. So I've had a cracking day just listening to a load of Scottish records. So let's get into them then. First one then is the fifth album from band from Selkirk, Frightened Rabbit, in the Scottish borders. This is called Painting of a Panic Attack. That's absolutely amazing artwork on the front cover. I can't remember who it is that does it. But I say this was their fifth and final album. A bit of a change in sound for them. It's a bit of a bigger sound, less acousticy, more like a kind of, yeah, a bigger sound. There's more keyboard and stuff in there. But yeah, love Frightened Rabbit. This wouldn't be my favourite album. My favourite one would be the Midnight Organ Fights, and I like Pedestrian Verse as well. But yeah, this is a great album as well. A great album to kick off St Andrew's Day. Lots of cheery songs. We open up with Death Dream, then I Wish I Was Sober, Woke Up Hurting, other crowd pleasers like Die Like a Rich Boy, Blood Under the Bridge. Not a cheery album, but a profound album and a really great album. The final one, I said before, Scott Hutchison took his life, but yeah, excellent album. Frightened Rabbit, Portrait of a Panic Attack. So I really enjoyed listening to that. Next up then, I listened to Sheer, and this album's called And Then There Were Four. So Sheer was a recording artist for Creation Records back in about 1990. He put out one album on Creation. It's kind of like a dub album, him and a female singer. And I don't actually have that album, but I need to get it. But Sheer's from my hometown, so he's from Greenock. His name's Thomas Taft, and this was put out in 2022 on, what's the label, Class Modern, and this is very different. It's not electronic at all. This is, if you can imagine, a cross between a Ennio Morricone Western soundtrack, and it's very like Bob Dylan's Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, a little bit of Lee Hazelwood thrown in there as well. It's really good. A lot of kind of instrumental passages. But he recorded this out in Malaga in Spain just before lockdown, and he was ably assisted by Andrew Innes and Martin Duffy from Primal Scream. Yeah, this is really cool. There's like, that's first song, and then there were four. That's like kind of recurring theme that plays throughout the album. Yeah, excellent stuff. I'll just show you the vinyl. The vinyl's really nice. So like I said, a lot of it's quite instrumental. It's got that kind of Spanish, Italian spaghetti western vibe to it. Yeah, there we go, Sheer. Good stuff again from Greenock. Next up then, we have the band The View. This is from 2011. This is their third album, Bread and Circuses. So The View, if you don't know them, they're a band from Dundee. Kind of upbeat indie, a wee bit power pop, I suppose. But yeah, upbeat indie band. Their first album was a kind of big hit. Hats off to the Buskers. They were very young when they put that album out. And it was packed with kind of radio friendly hits. and I think they were about 16 or 17, let's say, when they put it out. And I think one thing that maybe hampered the view a little bit is they never, I don't think they ever kind of lost that kind of image of kind of little precocious little boys. But yeah, Kyle Faulkner, the lead singer, absolutely brilliant singer-songwriter as well in his own right. Bass player Kieran Webster wrote a lot of the songs on this, but there's some great songs on here. Grace, the opening track's great. Sunday's brilliant. To be honest, they're all really lots of really upbeat, catchy songs. Best Lasts Forever is really good, and then the hidden track at the end, Witches, is fantastic. It's like a cool wee jaunty wee number. But yeah, I like The View. Easy listening, and always always like it when I put them on. I went to see them out in Cologne probably a couple of years before. In fact, it would have been about 3 or 4 years before this was put out, and I met Kyle Faulkner, and he definitely had a good drink. So that was Dundee. Now back in time to 1967 and Edinburgh for the Incredible String Band. This is their second album, The 5,000 Spirits or Layers of the Onion, and this is an absolute beauty. Of course, Scotland is well noted for being a country of famous inventors. We've had loads of inventions come out of Scotland. I'm going to claim that we invented psychedelic folk, because there's definitely not many bands that were producing music like this in 1967, or not, from a kind of folk standpoint, because it's got that lovely marriage of traditional folk instruments, double bass and acoustic guitars and mandolins, and then a real Eastern influence as well, with sitars and tabla, different bells, lovely flute in there as well. So yeah, this is just a fantastic album. A real Dylan influence to it as well. Songs like Way Back in the 1960s, you can really hear that Dylan influence. But then other songs like Chinese White, they've got a much more psychedelic feel, and that's got that fantastic line, "Oh, will your magic Christmas tree be shining gently all around?" So just in time for Christmas. But yeah, I love this. I probably actually played this about 3 times today. I love it that much. I probably prefer it to The Hangman's Beautiful Daughter, the next album. Yeah, fantastic artwork as well, and just such a great band. Incredible String Band from Edinburgh. Next then to the west side of Scotland, into Glasgow. Gerry Cinnamon and his first album, Erratic Cinematic, from 2017. Really like this. It's kind of a modern take on Dylan, I suppose. You can hear he's got a real, there's a real Dylan influence in there, but with, obviously, uses his kind of Scottish vernacular, sings in a Scottish accent, and uses like a lot of kind of Scottish slang words. Yeah, it's really cool. Some great songs. Diamonds in the Mud is really good. If you've not heard them, give that a listen. Belter, I think, was one of the big singles. Sometimes is a great song as well. But what I like about Gerry Cinnamon, he didn't dance to the kind of music industry tune. He kind of went his own way. He never really does interviews. He doesn't do all the kind of promotion for this album. This was promoted via the internet and word of mouth. Really, there was no kind of real record industry promotion, and I think yeah, he's kind of did things his own way and still managed to do all right for himself. But yeah, this is a great album. Gerry Cinnamon, Erratic Cinematic. So yeah, check it out. Check out Diamonds in the Mud. It's really cool lyrics in that, and always reminds me of the west of Scotland when I listen to that song. Really good. Next one then, 1981, back to Edinburgh, and a bit of punk, The Exploited and Punk's Not Dead. So you probably, if you watch my channel, you know that I don't show a lot of punk stuff. I have got like a little bit in my collection. But I'm not a massive authority or massive fan of punk, but I do like some stuff, and I do like this. I like the bass lines. They're like really kind of simple, but right to the fore, and it's not too shouty. It is a bit, but there's funny lyrics. Punk's Not Dead, Mucky Pup is really good. Army Life is good. Sex and Violence, Dole Q is good, and SPG. Yep. Finally then, another band from Edinburgh, garage rock band, but not from the 60s. This is from 1988, the Offhooks, with their mini album Off the Hook. And yeah, this is really cool. This is a test pressing that I picked up in Stirling a few months ago. I really like this. It's nothing fancy. It does what it says on the tin. It's, driving bass lines, driving drum beats, fuzzy guitars, snarling vocals. Yeah, it's really cool. It says here a 6-track mini album featuring Scotland's answer to the Headless Horseman. Combines a grungy garage rock sound, 60s punk imagery with a 1988 attitude. Buy this one, kids, because it's a hot one. So it was released on Cartel Records. I'll just show you that test pressing label. Yeah, really cool. So I have been enjoying that since it's something that I kind of forgot that I had bought. Like I said, I bought it a few months ago and I kind of forgot that I had it. So I've really been enjoying it today. It's good stuff, and that's me really. I think I'm going to have my tea now. I'm going to have some haggis and mashed potatoes for my tea. Wash it down maybe with a couple of McEwen's Export and enjoy the rest of my St Andrews night. I'll probably listen to one more album, and I was thinking, what Scottish band could I listen to for the rest of the night? And I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to claim back AC/DC for the Scots. Bon Scott and the Young Brothers, all born in Scotland. Bon Scott and Kirriemuir, the other two in Glasgow. We're not having this anymore. They're not an Australian band. We're reclaiming AC/DC, so I'm going to stick on Powerage, and that'll be my night. Enjoy the rest of your own St Andrews Day, and until the next one, see you later. Bye for now.